Hey, and welcome back to the Hospitality Suite podcast. I'm your host, Ayanda Mazibuko. If you are new to the show, thank you for joining our vibrant community of hotel and restaurant enthusiasts. Today's topic is so important because it deals with the many questions that you may not have answers to when it comes to hotels and restaurants. These are the times where you lack a little bit of clarity and perhaps you are slightly intimidated, and so you just ponder in silence. Let's face it, hotels, especially fancy hotels and restaurants, can be a little bit intimidating. Between the state-of-the-art buildings, the opulent gardens, the staff, and sometimes other affluent customers walking around the hotels, we sometimes reserve our little questions, and so we miss out on incredible experiences. So I'm going to take you through a simple Q&A to help you with that knowledge and give you that extra confidence boost so that you can handle your next request like a pro. So the first Q on my Q&A is one that I actually promised in my trailer, and I'm certain that I'm going to spark some interesting thoughts and maybe some debates on this one. And that is it appropriate to take hotel amenities like toiletries or sleepers home? Okay, so the best answer to this question is you are a paying guest in a hotel, and that includes the bathroom amenities, the bedroom amenities, and you are there to enjoy the experience all inclusive. And that's exactly what you need to do. Enjoy your experience, enjoy your stay. However, as your trusted guide, I'm here just to give you the how-tos and the ways to do things and how you can live your best hotel life and be the affluent hotel traveler, restaurant traveler that you want to be. So that being said, I know that most hotels expect guests to use complimentary toiletries and amenities during their stay, not to take them home. This is more the case these days when many hotels are becoming environmentally conscious and provide refillable toiletries to reduce plastic waste. You'll recall that back in the day, still today, you find these amenities in the hotels, the small ones, the single-use amenities. You'll find generally 40 mils of body wash, a shampoo, and a body lotion. So if you absolutely love a particular item, my best advice is to inquire with the front desk if they have one for sale or where you can actually go and purchase these items. I have to, however, repeat that hotel amenities and supplies in a hotel room or a hotel bathroom are there for your enjoyment. They are there to tell you a story about the brand, and your main priority should be to experience the brand, enjoy everything that's in the room. Your top operating hoteliers and hotel establishments will not sweat the small stuff. Their main concern is you enjoying your stay. So take comfort in that. My goal here is to make sure that you live your best hotel life and become the customer, the guest that you want to be. You may have also asked yourself, can I request a late checkout at a hotel, and how do I go about doing it? So the answer here is many hotels are flexible with late checkout requests. It all depends on their occupancy levels and call it a schedule. How many people are in the hotel at the particular point in time? How many rooms are occupied? What is their capacity to assist you? It's best to make the request as early as possible. My advice would be to make the request as early as possible, either during your reservation process or at check-in. And also being as polite as possible and providing a reason for your request, such as a late flight, can also increase your chances of a successful late checkout. Doesn't guarantee, just bear in mind, it can increase your chances. If they cannot accommodate a late checkout, some hotels will offer you services such as storing your luggage or access to common areas to freshen up. Let's say you've got a late flight, you have to check out, leave your luggage, do a few things. Hotels will offer facilities for you to freshen up before you grab your bags and check out. How can I be a responsible traveler when staying at hotels or dining out? I must say it is quite pleasing to experience these engagements with customers. It's a good sign also to just show the shift in behavior. People are wanting to contribute more. It's a good sign for the global society. So customers want to know how they can respond and how they can be more responsible travelers when staying at hotels. And the answer here is, as a traveler, there's so many opportunities. There are several aspects, such as minimizing waste and respecting local customs when you are visiting a different type of area where the culture is different. To reduce waste, opting for eco-friendly practices like reusing towels and turning off light and electronics when not in use. These are the things that can help you if you are curious about how you can be a responsible traveler. Respecting local customs, learning their culture, dress code, just appropriate behavior in general. Supporting local businesses and choosing to dine at nearby restaurants, or just buying locally made products, which is also very important. Being a responsible traveler, it's one thing that I believe enriches you as well and enriches your experience, but also contributes positively to the kind of places that you visit. You may also want to know how you go about booking a hotel room that is quiet or comfortable for a good night's sleep. And you want this. This is one key to living your best hotel life. If there's one thing that's going to ruin your stay, is horrible sleep. So the answer here is, when booking a hotel room, you can request these things, making sure that the hotel team allocates or gives you a room away from noisy areas like the elevators. Many hotels offer options to also select a room with a specific preference. We talked about this in one of our earlier episodes. Additionally, check guest reviews and ratings. Make sure that whatever hotel you're going to, you are aware what happens there or what has happened there in the past based on previous customer feedback with regards to noise levels. Bringing earplugs or using noise-cancelling devices can also help ensure a peaceful sleep. If you don't bring them, some of the best hotels will provide these for you. You just need to ask the concierge and they'll help you. In some cases, calling the hotel directly and speaking with the front desk can help you secure a quieter room. Remember episode 1, the top 3 tips for a fantastic check-in experience. If you haven't listened to that episode, go back. You'll hear that I talked about this as well as one of the best ways to make sure that you enjoy and maximize and get the full potential of your stay by just speaking to the hotel in advance, calling them directly. If you are still trying to figure your way around making hotel reservations or restaurant reservations and you're a little bit unsure on how to secure the best deal, you probably have asked yourself if you can negotiate hotel room rates or restaurant prices. And my best advice here is you need to speak to the hotel or restaurant direct. Negotiations or negotiating a hotel room rate or restaurant rate is not as common as it used to be. Especially with the rise of online platforms, you're not too sure who you need to speak to, who you negotiate with, and who's going to give you the best deal. So my advice is to politely inquire with the hotel or restaurant direct for any available discounts or promotions during your stay. Restaurant prices, they are typically fixed. The price that you get is the price that you are most likely going to pay. But some upscale restaurants, some top-end restaurants or top-end establishments may have tasting menus or special packages or set menus that offer you better value. So it's always good to ask. If you are celebrating a special occasion, I will suggest always ask. You can find out if there's any special offers or packages available. These are all simple tricks and good things to know if you want to live your best hotel life and enjoy some of the best experiences in top-class restaurants. This being said, the one overlooked and undervalued trick is just being polite. Simply being polite will always enhance your chances of receiving pleasant surprises. Trust me, take it from a hotelier over 2 decades in the hospitality business, it never goes unnoticed. And it's a simple trick that will give you just an extra bit of edge over above everybody else trying to get the same deals, trying to score the same discounts. It's not something that guarantees you that good deal, but certainly helps you and increases your chances for pleasant surprises. Now, on to one of the most important ones, a question that people have and sometimes not too sure how hotels and restaurants handle this. How do I handle a dietary restriction or food allergy when staying at a hotel or dining at a restaurant? Okay. Hotel and restaurant staff are very well trained. I've said this before, even in the previous episodes. They are trained to handle dietary requirements and food allergies. There's a host of wonderful chefs in all the best kitchens that we have in our industry that are actually certified in dealing with these things. It's crucial, it's important. And to a high degree, it is mandatory in our hotels and restaurants. So when making a hotel reservation or restaurant reservation, all you need to do is just inform them about any dietary requirements that you have. In hotels, most chefs are very accommodating and can tailor meals to meet your specific dietary needs. In restaurants, the staff will often inform the kitchen about the allergies or restriction. It's taken very, very, very seriously. If you're unsure about the menu or ingredients, don't hesitate to ask for assistance. Most top-class restaurants and top-class hotels have a legend on their menus that indicates the different allergies. So it's something that you always want to look out for, especially if you've got a very serious allergy. You may also want to know if it's acceptable to leave a negative review online if you've had a bad experience at a hotel or restaurant. And the answer is, it is acceptable. Leaving a review is a powerful tool. I talked about this in the previous episode as well. And sharing experiences and providing feedback is essential. But you need to do so constructively. If you've had a negative experience, consider discussing it with the hotel or restaurant director. Always a winner, that one. Giving the staff, you're giving the hotel the opportunity to address and rectify the issue. If you find yourself in the unfortunate situation that you have to lay a complaint, do yourself a favor and go back to the episode, The Art and Impact of Complaining in the Hospitality Sector, which is just laying down some tips on how to go about doing it constructively. One of the things that I enjoy and love about the industry is it is a great example and it models the best ways to show gratitude, whether it's gratitude from a staff member to a customer or whether it's the other way around from the customer to the staff member, which brings me to the next point, which could be a question that you've asked yourself and you're not too sure how to go about handling this. This is handling tips or tipping at hotels and restaurants. How do you go about doing this? Tipping, as I just said, is an important aspect of the hospitality and the hospitality industry, and it's a good way to showcase how wonderful a playground this industry is for people to show the best of themselves. Tipping shows appreciation for excellent service. In hotels, it's customary to tip the staff and any staff member, a staff member that assisted you with your luggage, the housekeeper or the housekeeping team, or the concierge staff for their recommendations, for just their hospitality and assistance in general. As for restaurant tipping, what's acceptable, maybe globally, I would say is about 10, 15 to 20% of the total bill. And the norm is to acknowledge the quality of service by the staff member. However, some restaurants include a service charge in their bill, so it's always very good to check before you leave a tip. This has not been included already, to avoid leaving an additional tip. By the way, if you intend to do that, there's nothing wrong with it. So I also don't want to get fingers from some of my colleagues and friends in the industry as if I'm encouraging that people mustn't tip additionally. So if you feel like you've had the most amazing experience, why not? Go ahead. You can add an additional tip to a service charge that's included. It's completely up to you. Now, to round up today's episode, I'm going to unpack one that could be considered sensitive, and that is it acceptable to bring your own outside food into a hotel restaurant or a hotel room? The reason why I say it's sensitive is, as we know, especially in our country, we are very diversified in the religions that we observe, and it's important to make sure that everybody is respected. Hotels are very, very, very good at this. The norms indicate that most hotels or restaurants will not allow customers to bring outside food into a restaurant or hotel room. And this is predominantly due to the fact that hotels are driven by strict food safety rules. Restaurants are driven by very strict safety rules. There's a traceability element that needs to apply in the event that something needs to be traced back because the customer has unfortunately gotten ill. It needs to be traced back from supplier to prep to the customer's plate. And as you can imagine, this could be very difficult if customers are able to bring their own food into the restaurant or the hotel room. Another reason is simply operational. Think about it. If you're a restaurant operator with a certain level of seating capacity and you are driving a certain brand in terms of what you offer, the style of menu, the cuisine, you want to maximize that seating capacity with customers that are going to order from your menu. It doesn't really make a lot of sense if you're going to allow anybody as and when they wish to bring their own food from outside. So my best tip and advice to you as you're going about learning and finding the ways to live your best hotel life, and should you find yourself wanting to have a special arrangement in terms of outside catering made for you, is that you phone your hotel in advance. You will be pleasantly surprised at the lengths that hotels and restaurant management will go to accommodate and please you. If you found today's episode helpful to you, please remember to hit that follow or subscribe button. And as always, keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep embracing the world of hospitality. Cheers for now.
So